Hi everyone, I am Sneha S from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Department of Cybersecurity. Today we'll be dealing with exception handling from OOPS and C++. So let us begin. In C++, exceptions are runtime abnormal conditions that a program encounters during its execution. The process of handling these exceptions is called exception handling. Using this exception handling mechanism, the control from one part of the program where the exception has occurred can be transferred to another part of the code. So exceptions are errors. Errors can be classified as runtime error, logical error, or semantic errors. So whenever an error occurs, the program will not be running. So in order to make the program run normally, we have exception handling, which handles the exceptions that has occurred during a program. So basically using exception handling in C++, we can handle the exceptions so that our program keeps running. So what is C++ exception? An exception is an unexpected problem that arises during the execution of a program. Our program terminates suddenly with some errors or issues. Exceptions occurs during the running of the program. So here we'll be discussing about runtime errors. Next, so in order to handle these exceptions in C++, we have these three keywords in C++ that are try, catch, and throw. So what try actually does? The try keyword represents a block of code that may throw an exception placed inside the try block. It is followed by one or more catch blocks. If an exception occurs, try block throws that exception. So basically in this try block, we test a block of code. So whenever a block of code is tested, it will throw as an exception by using a keyword called throw. Next, we have catch in C++. The catch statement represents a block of code that is executed when a particular exception is thrown from the try block. The code to handle this exception is written inside the catch block. So whenever a try block throws an error, that will be caught by the catch, and this catch will have a block of code which will handle the exception that is thrown by try. Throw in C++, an exception in C++ can be thrown using the throw keyword. When our program encounters a throw statement, then it immediately terminates the current function and starts finding a match catch block to handle the thrown exception. So this means, so now a try block has been tested and exception has been occurred, and that exception is thrown by the throw keyword, which will be caught by the catch block. So whenever this throw keyword is used, it means that whatever, if there are other functions also, all the other functions will be terminated for that time, and it will immediately start searching for the catch block, so that whatever the exception has been occurred, that should be immediately caught. C++ try and catch. So let us see a simple syntax. C++ provides an inbuilt feature for exception handling. This can be done by using the special keywords that are try, catch, and throw, which have each have a different purpose as we already know. So now let us see the syntax. So in the try block, we are writing a block of code that should be tested, and it will be thrown by an exception, and that will be caught by the catch block. We can also use nested try or catch in case there are many block of codes that to be tested at once. Then we'll have a try inside a try, and which will give us like different exceptions, exception 1 and exception 2. And even we can have nested catch for catching such exceptions that is thrown by the throw keyword. Standard exceptions. So what are the standard exceptions? We have bad alloc, bad cast, logic, runtime error, range error, overflow error, out of range error, length error, invalid argument, domain error, and underflow error. Now let us see the description. STD exception. This exception and the parent class of this occurs in the parent class of all standard C++ exceptions. And logic failure, it is an exception that can be detected by reading a code. So logical error usually happens in expressions. When you are evaluating an expression, if there is any exception detected in it, then it is a logic error. And runtime error is an error that can be detected by reading a code. It occurs during the runtime. And bad exception, it is used to handle the unexpected exceptions in C++ program. Bad cast, this exception has generally been thrown by dynamic cast. bad type ID, this exception is generally be thrown by type ID. And bad alloc, this exception is generally thrown by new. New is a keyword. But instead of, we usually see three basic errors, that are logical errors, semantic errors, and runtime errors. These are the other errors that can occur during a runtime of a program. Now let us see an example for exception handling. We have included IOStream, that is input output, using namespace std. In order to not to use std again and again, we have taken the data type float here, and we're performing the function of division here for variable int x and int y. So if y is equal to 0, throw attempted to divide by 0, return x by y. So here we are returning, basically we are performing the function of division of x and y, and we have already given initialized y as 0. So it is divide by 0 error. So let us see what will be the output. So here we have initialized I with 25 and j with 0 and k with 0, but we are returning x by y. X by y is nothing but now I by j. So now we are trying to do division for I and j. This value is stored in variable variable k, and the k out, C out for this program is k. And if there is any error after testing in the try block, it will be caught by the catch, that is a constant character e, and the error will be e. So now after running this program, we'll be getting the output as attempted to divide by 0, because here the exception is you cannot divide a number by 0. Therefore, it will return as the divide by 0 error will be shown. Now for the conclusion, we have seen that exception handling can be handled by the keywords try, catch, and throw. So whenever an exception occurs, first it has to be tested by using the keyword try. Then that exception which is caught, whichever the exception has occurred, it will be thrown by the keyword throw, and that will be caught by the by the keyword catch. And this catch will have a block of code which will be able to handle the exception that has occurred in the program. That's all, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.